Alright, welcome back, YouTube. Hopefully people are paying attention to this, I guess. I don't know, some of this is pretty old. Maybe it wasn't ready for some, but I think I'm going to title this one Dragons and, Dragons in Europe. I just started, sorry, it's early yet. Let's see here, do I have any liquid in here? A little coffee. Nice bright purple. How to get the color purple? 666, red, blue, and yellow. It's funny. So I started looking at these mountain ranges and these interesting shapes. Like, this almost looks like a head. It gets better. It gets better. I'm going to start you off with this one because this one's hard to see. I kind of got an idea of what it might be, but you can kind of see where the eye is here. Be like right here where these mountains are that are snow-capped. Kind of like Brow Ridge. And the cool thing is about the snow and stuff, even though the snow isn't bone, it's like, oh, look, there's bone there and stuff. It's not. But it kind of gives you that look, too, because that's going to be the hardest thing to decay, if you think about it. Tendons and bone are going to be the hardest two things to decay. And I think even bone might be easier than tendon, because it's more calcium and less metal. But you can kind of see the shape take form. Like, it almost looks like a fish here. Like, I'm thinking there's dead things on top of dead things. Yeah, I really think that those giants in the mountains are on top of these dragons. So I come in here, and you start off with these mountains. Let's go to the Pyrenees first, and I think that was the first place I went to. Now, this one, you start to see the same general shape in every mountain range, too. And then you start to see interesting characteristics. Like, if you see where my pointer's going, I hope you guys can see that just fine. There's some interesting shapes that the land takes. And I want to say, like, you start to see this trail go out, and you notice that you're going to see a lot of living motion, like, in these mountains. Like, where if something died, like, I think I followed it up here. Like, you come off of here, and this is like, I couldn't tell if this is the neck or the tail. Like, those dragons that were really long and magical. Here, let me fix that a little bit. That way you're not getting, like, the shine of God in your face. But they were, like, long and lengthy. And you gotta think, they're on top of other things, too. It's not gonna be easy to see. Now, there's this over here that I didn't even look at before. It might be part of the same complex. But you kind of see where it kind of comes up out of the ground and goes back in. Like that hip and out in the middle of America. I was zoomed in too close to it when I originally looked at it. Now this is where it gets fun. The wrong direction, my bad. This was the one that kind of got me. Come on, twist. And then when you start to see it, it really is like, holy shit, how do we miss this one? But the neck here, and I'm guessing it goes underwater, or it might have eroded from weathering. Either way. But it kind of, you see this green, and this is a hilly area, too. That's where the hills are, and this is where kind of the mid-mountains are. But it comes down here, and to this shape, this round shape, you start to wonder what's going on here. Like, it even looks almost like, but I think these, I don't know, if you kind of think about it, the reason why plants grow in certain areas, I think, like all these trees and stuff, is because they can. The soil there is rich in what they need. So they're all through here, eating it. And that's why we get these textures, and why it's so easy to see these when you actually start to see them. It's not just, oh, the trees have made it look like that. Well, yeah, it did. Alright, coming off the backside, out of Austria. Now, look at the size of this thing. We're going to go Austria, Slovakia. Yeah, if you don't have shivers looking at this right now on your back, then you're not seeing it. all the way down here, this whole mountain range. You can think that's continents doing this form, pushing together or whatever, trying to find the tectonic points the last time these guys had an earthquake. But you kind of see that ridging like the dragon down in Morocco. And then it comes down and around, and then it doesn't even end here. It goes all the way out here in the ocean. You can actually see it from there. Like, I believe this imagery, like, the world might be flat, but this imagery all comes from high-flying planes and surveying and stuff. This is all it's a group of pictures together. Kind of wondering about Greece, or not Greece, oh yeah, Greece, but this area off of Greece. That has an interesting form to it, almost webbing. And coming close to, like, where all this is at. It's almost like there's something else right here laying. It's almost like there's a head, there's the paws. Like, this is just something I just stumbled on. Like, you have to kind of use your imagination a little bit. When you start looking a little closer, you start to see the big picture. We're not done with dragons, too. But let's look back at this one. Well, here, I'm just looking at this one real quick. Sorry, I just got distracted. But then again, you're only going to see the biggest. But let's follow this thing back up here. I'm even going to zoom in for us. Let's actually look at this texture. Oh, I really... Yeah... I want to take off all the traffic stuff. I like being zoomed out because I don't have it. But... let's see here, especially this. Like, you're probably going to see some stuff in the texture of... kind of reminds you of certain parts, like muscle and stuff, like waviness, tendon. I just can't do it with these lines. I'm gonna stay zoomed out. Sorry, I tried to do something. My bad. But you see the lines going across the tracks, like in the top, like even on. Oh, see, here's the thing that gets me. It's like, oh, that's just this. This is just coincidence. It can't be coincidence when all these dragons kind of have the same. They have the same running feel to it. The same. They're all over the place here. This might be 7 dragons. We might be looking for 7 giant dragons here to make the 7 continents type thing. Like, apparently the dragons fell from the sky to make our Earth. Yeah, when we start to get into lizards and stuff and what people really are, this channel's gonna be fun. People aren't what they think they are. Like, yeah, racism's real, but it's not black-white. Like, lizard birds. The people that put the propaganda about those evil lizards on TV are the evil birds. Those assholes. Sorry, I'm a lizard. My family's lizards. I'm lizards and cats. The cats are okay. Cats seem to kind of be neutral. But that's all different. That's all family shit, too. But yeah, it looks like... At first I thought Italy might have actually been a leg, but now it almost looks like the neck fell down here. Maybe this is just all the stuff, all the skin and stuff coming off of the outside makes the land here. Alright, let's look for another one. Let's have some fun. This... Oh yeah, that's right, we were looking at that one. Let's go here. Well, barely Europe, but let's check let's check Urals out. Like, barely. We'll skirt Asia. Which direction do we want to look at this? Don't look at it up and down, because then you'll just see mountains and shit. Always twist and shout. Twist and go, hey, there it is! Oh, see, this is that split on the tail, or that there's of a tail of some sort. Like, here it is, the same, we're talking about the same pattern on all these mountain ranges. And you notice that we're going to come up here and it's just... Where does it go? It's like disappears into the ground. Like it's laying... Like it should disappear and maybe come back out of the ground or something, but maybe it's just gone. Like... Maybe I'm just looking at something wrong. Like, Got this pointiness, like, it almost reminds me of like a bird wing. Yeah, I think this is one, this might include, I might have went a little bit of Asia here, even though there really isn't much separation. Alright, so here's the dragon down here, that you guys all should know by now. Toothless. That one I'm just going to call Toothless. But I'm seeing something here that's a little bigger. Like, this really is giving me shivers right now just looking at this. The shape. And the curves here and the, like, coincidence maybe, but I don't know. That one pauses me to think for a little bit, like, what the hell is this thing? And then it makes me think about this a little more. This one I thought was a frog when I first saw it. It might be, but it might be part of this too. I might not be thinking mammoth enough. Like, that's the thing. These things, we're thinking we were always this small. You gotta stop thinking that. The history's reversed. If everything's a lie, everything's a lie. Think about that. History's reversed. History's written in reverse. All the shit we believed didn't even happen. Like, in the end, they made up new stories. This looks like a skull. Let's get a closer look on this one real quick since we're here. Like, just the general feel. We got like the backbone to a skull. Because these things are all sizes. But it looks kind of like a claw, like a bird claw, doesn't it? An eagle talon. I think we're getting in the full scope of what this thing was, actually. This is the wing. You're going to start seeing it now. This is the talon, this is the foot, this is the face. You'd have a beak coming out, which there's the beak. You see it now. You start to see it come take form. There's the beak. This is a bird. This right here is a bird. That's the leg coming down off the body. You'll orientate this to where it's pointing correctly, where it's up and down, and you see it. Now go take a. Holy crap! This thing's a freaking bird on its side. It's probably the other talon right there starting to come out. You can see the points already. Oh, this is a bird. Like, I don't know, maybe it's not. I'm not assuming any of this is correct, but we're going to dive into some more of the evidence. Look, even look how it has this, like, I don't know, something, like the body would be back here. If the head is here, and this is the legs. Unless if it's, what do birds usually do? Like, how do the legs come in? They kind of come close to the body with their up in the air. So I'm guessing this is laying across the, like the upper part of the leg is laying touching the body. So that would be this. So that's going to be running alongside of where the bulk of the body is. I bet you there'd be some foothills or something here where the backbone would be. Kind of like this. Yeah. See, that's the thing, is when stuff starts, this could be recessed. This could be in the stomach and stuff. I think the backbone would be somewhere up here. Like right here. This looks like somewhere where it'd be the stomach. And all the soft tissue, all the holy holy area. All the area with gases and liquids and stuff too. So kind of has this, like, and one thing that kind of gets me is the porousness of a lot of this here, because bird wings are hollow, so that means you're gonna see, yeah, almost looks like wood too. That could be, I mean, I'm not throwing anything out. It could be any of this stuff, but this is fiber. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a flip because I need to see it this way. My apologies, but I just need to see it this way. Wow, this might be two things. Now that I think about it, you see that now. You're zooming in. The nostril, the eye, this is a snake or a dragon or something. This is on its side. See, you got multiple things on top of each other. This might be something else over here. This might be something else. But this right here, like not this. This looks like a snake. This looks different than the rest. It could be part of it. But this definitely you can see the like even the scaliness of the mountains. This on the other hand is different. Like I kinda like where that search here bar went. That almost looks like an eye too. But this is something I would expect from bird bone almost. Because it's the holes, it's like it's getting into the layers, and then you get deep enough in, you're getting a hole. And I wonder if we kind of map that out a little bit, you'd ever end up seeing. This also looks like muscle or tendon, but this definitely looks like muscle. This I was going to mention. This looks like muscle. Like, that's a crazy thing. Like, this all just reminds me of muscle. This whole freaking thing right here just reminds me of muscle. Oh, or wings. Like, because it could be the feathers, I guess. Like, I'm no expert at this. I don't pretend to be. Look how far it goes, though. Like, just get a feel for that wingspan. If that's what it was. But yeah, we zoom in on these mountainous areas. I'm sure we can find giants laying on the mountains. They're just everywhere. Like, we are literally living on dead things, I think. Like, rocks were never alive. Bullshit. Color of the sea actually gives me pause for thought. Like, just thinking of all the... Like, right where that would be if this was a bird. That would be right in the stomach area. Type. Or not stomach, but... a little lower. Intestinal. And just the mere color of it just kind of reminds me... It kind of looks shitty, actually. Like... Oh, I know it's probably bacteria and stuff, but it just matches up too well. Maybe that's why the bacteria are there. Ever think about that? Like, the reason why these guys get plagued by these algae and stuff in different areas might be because of what's being uncovered down below. Maybe a pocket of gas literally comes out, and all this stuff that was eaten on these bodies are what comes out. Like, maybe Earth is a lot simpler than what... You just need to watch deer. That's totally... Like, I can't unsee it now. I mean... Even with my imagination and whatnot... Like, how much... There's no way. Like... Even this, like... I mean, it looks kind of like a face, too. But I don't think that's it. I think I'm looking more like these holes. Like, everybody's looking... Like, I really hate about these mud fossil researchers. It seems like anything that has a general idea of a shape of a face, they go and take a picture of it. Like, oh, it's got a face. It's got to be living at one time. And yeah, they might be right. It could have been living at one time. But it might not because of the face. Like, they're taking pictures of stuff that I knew were other body parts. As soon as I saw it, I knew what they were. Oh, we might even be wrong about that being the face, like just looking at this. But the size of this bird, that kind of... This, if that's... This could be the shoulder, actually. Like, see, that's the thing. It's really easy to spot things that look like a face. This little big old Joker smile. This could be the shoulder. Don't always just assume that something is, like, just... Keep talking it out. This is something that I didn't expect to find. Like, look at this. We're back into the original. Where are we? Jeez. We went from the Ural Mountains. This is turning into an Asia thing now. Like, there's the wings. There's the foot. There's the neck comes down here. That's looking more like, you see the beak? Like, what the heck? What did I see down here that was a beak? And see, you can still see it too. That looks like another beak. Things on top of things, maybe. Maybe this is the skull. And it does look like a skull. It looks like the head. So, I'm thinking we might be dealing with multiple objects here. Or, like, or it's something optical illusion. It's like, keep investigating. Like, when I zoom out and I see this, and then I start to see this, it's like one whole piece. Like, if this is the wing, this skull down here suddenly doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't match with the form. Then again, this might not be a talon, too. This might be part of this, because this is in line. I'm actually starting to think that. This almost reminds me of a shrimp, too. Like, just the shape. What do you guys think about that one? But this neck here comes in. This might actually be our winner here. Big. What is this? This has a big head in the neck. I really think, like, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for hard tissue. Soon we're gonna look up where golden stuff would settle in the body and what would make oil. That's what I'm curious about. Like, what part of the bodies would make oil? I thought I was right about the world at one time, and I thought I was right about the world again at one time, and then I thought I was right again at one time. Yeah. Sorry, I apologize for the pause. I'm kind of thinking about this I don't want to go too far off the rails, but yet I think this is where this needs to go. It's too far off the rails. So this, you see the striping motion, it kind of goes, it doesn't start to curve like where all this is. This looks different. Like, this is different material for sure. But this doesn't seem to curve to match up with this bird. But you look at the material, the rocks here, and the rocks here, they're probably the same material. They're similar, depending on what. Let's get a closer look at this. I think these might be two different things. This might be something different. I think this is not attached to the one that we're looking at. Interesting. Let's see, these almost look like fins. This is definitely something else. This is like a fish of some sort. Mermaid. Might as well be. That's what it reminds me of. This is something different. Like, or maybe not. Well, since we're already in Asia, I haven't looked at this one yet. Let's look at it together, really. So we got kind of that same feel already, that same dragon feel or lizard feel or something. And this looks like a tail. Remember he was showing like how it flared out? Like this one, here, I'm going to reorientate myself. And then here, we got this dragon here. It goes all the way out here. I think this is toothless. And this is his head out in here. Like, this one's huge. This is the biggest one out of them all. And then, I think this is his wing. This one up here, I'm only showing you that. Like, you can go look at the other video when I mapped out this one. I was surprised myself at how big this was. But this one, I'm starting to look at this one in a new light, too, from this angle. Like, this reminds me of that other frog looking one. Like, this actually, I'm gonna go back, like, this one. I guess. The shape, it just doesn't seem the same as the, but that shape, it just reminds me of that frog, like a lizard face here almost, or an amphibian. But, I don't think these are all the same thing. Like, I think it's just imagination running away. It might not be. I might not be thinking about it big enough, so I'm gonna talk about it big enough. Like, this almost looks like an eye hole. I'm gonna outline this exactly how I see it right now. Just because you guys might see it and look at it closer and decide that I'm right or wrong or something, maybe. Maybe someone will actually do some investigation and, like, this guy's wrong, let's go look at this. But this almost looks like just the splottiness. It looks like there's still, like, if this is on the low side, this is an eye, huh? This totally is, isn't it? Like, look at that strong, strong features of, if this thing was scales, scales are almost like bone. Maybe this is... my apologies. I'll keep going back and forth here. This reminds me of blood and stuff too. Like all the goo that comes out. It all looks kind of flat too. Like, it's easy to weather. It's starting to show a little more patterns that this might actually... Well, okay. I'm gonna rethink this, like, because I'm gonna go back to this one and just show how big this thing is again. Because this, once you zoom in, like, all the features are here of the uterus, right here on this one. This one, I already got another video on it, and another video, and this is, here's a fallopian tubes on both sides, right? You'll see both areas. I mean, this thing's on its belly, too. I think this is either the liver or the heart. He thinks it's the heart here. All these streak marks coming out. He thinks that's heart, where the dragon's heart is. And he might be right if the heart's low. I was thinking liver when I first started looking at this. Either way, it looks like it almost puddled down here. So it might be heart. Like, I don't know the anatomy of a dragon. But I know a dragon when I saw one. But then, it comes all the way over here to the mountain range. Like, this thing is so huge. And then on either side, this curve just kind of screws with me. This curve isn't there like that. Like, this thing's just... so huge. Like, you can see where the lungs are. Like, this one was kind of weird because it was a, here, lose my line here. It's hard to track. Because I think this is the outside edge here. Outside scales is the Himalayans type thing. Just think it was kind of thick, or because this is the other side. I think these are both sides. I think the backbone is actually in the middle here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? See this? Track me up into it. So I outlined it yesterday. I outlined it in that video. I guess it's because of this curve is throwing me off. And yeah. I already don't think I'm going to do this video anyways. I'm not going to post it. Okay, there it is. This is this was the piece that got me onto it. And then I started to see it. Like it was mammoth. Like it almost looks like this is the toothless piece. Here we go. Here we go. Here he is. See, and these lines always screw with me too. So going down this is the backbone here. Alright, I found him. I situated it. Here's the backbone. Like, I don't mind showing this again. This is off to one side. Alright. Alright, I think we got it orientated. I got it back to where I was. Okay. I'm still kind of sleepy. So now, I want to see this one. Because this has that same wavy feel. Like, this might be the tail, actually. If these are two different things. If this matches up like this might be a tail. This might be hip of some sort. There might be legs coming out of here. This also gets my attention. This one's interesting. Alright. Okay, we got it. I got it. I see it. Still think those are wings of this dragon. I think those are its wings, actually. I think it comes down here. I think there's more to it, actually. But I think these are the bones showing. I don't think this is a skull. I think that's like shoulder, hip. But watch it come down and around. Like, this is all one piece. All one piece. All the way down and around. You can see it now. I can finally see it now. I had to look at that other one for a second to actually see how degraded it was. All the way down to here. This is all one piece. That's crazy. I think that's where I'm going to conclude. On that one, that actually just saved this video. This is once I see it, it probably even goes further. Like, it's practically laying on top of the other one. Like, and if it's a pretty good shape, like, oh wow, like this is just, that's one dragon. I don't think this one, some of these dragons that flew around didn't have wings. Like, this one over here that he was showing, like, I don't think he showed any wings, but it looked just like one of those fluty dragons. Like, how they fly must be with gas. That's probably why they shoot fire, too. So, I don't know. These kind of just remind me of wings. I promised you guys an end, but shit. Like, that's the thing. When I see this long this long thing, then there's this one. Like, maybe I'm just, like, this might be the whole dragon, actually, here. This is the other one. Yeah, okay. Wow, I might make my next video 7 dragons. Because that's kind of what I think I'm finding here. There's this one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is in here. I think this one's 6 over here. And then there's definitely lizards down here. But not dragons. Not like, where's the 7th dragon? Where's 6 and 7 is what we're after. There's 7 dragons we're looking for. This one, I don't. Now that I said these in the previous video, those were legs coming off here. Now I think they were actually just the sides of the dragon coming down, and this island chain is still the backbone. There might be more of him out in the ocean. Like, that one's just huge. That one's just so huge. Maybe that was the queen dragon. Alright. Oh, cool. It wasn't as long as I thought it was. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, whatever. I'm gonna keep doing this stuff. This stuff's fun. I mean, even if it's not real, and this is all just my eyes playing tricks with me, this is pretty fun. Like, I'm not really trying to prove anything. Like, I'm hoping people see different things differently. Like, maybe open people's mind a little bit. Like, Open your mind just a little bit. Maybe you'll see the world in a whole new footprint.